warriors come out to play. Warriors.
Hey, what's good? Crypto went down. Episode number 6 on the Gentleman of Crypto channel. Episode 91 on our channel. Tuesday afternoon. Hope y'all had a good holiday weekend. Got to do some grilling. Get on the lake. Hang out with family. Honor the fallen American soldiers as well. Jams, what's good with you? How was your weekend? Did you get some rest? It's end of the month though, and did you get your bills paid?
Yo, 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 shout out to all the crypto rascals and crypto warriors out there. Yes, sir, it is the end of the month. Tomorrow we will be singing Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's the first of the month. So today we did have to pay those bills. So shout out to all the hardworking taxpaying Americans out there that are making sure their homes don't get foreclosed, they don't get evicted. The rising inflation prices do not defeat them. However, if you are facing financial troubles, tune in to Crypto and Down. Figure out a way for you to stake and save for a better financial future. As you mentioned, shout out to all the fallen soldiers. We did pay our respects to them yesterday here in the US of A. And then shout out to all the Americans who got outside, celebrated kind of the official start of the summer. Many kids were let out of school last week, and kind of the first time to get into the pools, the lakes, get some of that sunshine. So shout out to all the rascals and warriors out there. Hopefully you were able to get some sun, get some nature involved in your life, and didn't just spend your time on the screen. We're glad to be back here on Crypto and Down. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the video. If you haven't followed us over on Crypto and Down, please subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on Twitter at Crypto and Down. You can follow us on Facebook at Crypto and Down. Also follow us on Instagram at Crypto and Down. If you want to check out our latest NFT moves, OpenSea.io/Crypto and Down. Also, you can see some of our Ethereum name service tags there as well. As stated, please like, share, and subscribe. But if this is not your first time tuning in to Crypto and Down, you know how we do it. I won't delay the show. Let's get it, my brother.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like you like it. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But your deck will smack your head.
Let's get prices brought to you by nomics.com. Jams, I thought since it's the end of the month, we could look at the monthly chart, top
Love it.
cryptocurrencies by market cap, just to get a fresh view of different numbers, see how we're trending going into the start of summer, the unofficial start of summer. So yeah, kind of walk us through nomics.com and the top gainers for the month.
I love the idea with this being the end of the month, us zooming out, taking a look at a larger sample size. So, top gainer for the month of May is Flow Blockchain. Flow Blockchain is one that I've been very bullish on in 2022 with their partnerships with various professional sports. So, Flow Blockchain continues to show strength during this bearish period. USDC up 10%, the only stable coin that was actually up after the Terra Luna collapse. However, we often say here at Crypto and Down, if stable coins are leading the market, that is not a good sign in terms of bullish and bearish activity. Number three, also showing some strength, is Tron. I saw Tron actually has moved to, I believe, one of, if not the third largest spot as far as value locked on a blockchain due to their own stablecoin. You've been bullish on Tron before, Asherel, maybe even back in like early 2020, late 2019. You were talking about Tron showing strength in the month of May.
And the thing about Tron is necessarily the price action. I'm not really. I think what's cool about Tron is the clever wallet. They have a lot of different. They have Bitcoin Tron. They have USDT Tether, the stablecoin on there. It's a pretty fast blockchain. And then depending on what you're trying to do and utilize, if you want to pay cheaper fees potentially by swapping into things, you could definitely utilize that clever wallet and the Tron blockchain. If you're on these exchanges and you're trying to go back and forth, sometimes I've noticed fees are a lot cheaper utilizing Tron as well. So a lot of little tricks you can do if you want to swap into different coins to get exposure by getting Tron, the USDT stablecoin version, sending that over to an atomic wallet, and maybe swapping that into different cryptocurrencies that way as well. So that's kind of why I like Tron. I'm not worried too much about the price of it, but you can accumulate a lot of it in the clever wallet. And I think Black Roo or Ocean, maybe, I think it was Ocean who talked about this maybe a month or so ago about that, how that clever wallet is pretty dope to utilize.
Yep. Shout out to the other content creators on the Gentlemen of Crypto. Shout out to Ocean. Shout out to Black Room. I know Tron was something that you have mentioned to me personally. Nothing we say here is financial advice, just two brothers saying things publicly that we otherwise would say to each other privately. And one of those things you said privately to me is you enjoy the functionality of Tron. So, number 4 spot, BUSD up 2.87%. But as we stated earlier on USDC, if stablecoins are leading the market, that means we are likely down. Now, global market cap down nearly 25% over 31 days in the month of May. However, we know what happened in the month of May. This will ultimately go down in the history books. You have South Korean authorities threatening criminal activity against Do Kwon. So no need to necessarily talk there. Global volume, hard to really understand what almost $10 trillion in volume means over a month. But you know that this was a bearish period. The retail market really wasn't here. A lot of institutional and true crypto rascals and warriors who were involved. But we did see an uptick of 25%. So a pickup from the earlier doldrums in the year. Bitcoin down 17% over the month, coming in at $31,876 today. We've seen Bitcoin start to try to turn that $30,000 psychological level into support. Would like to see that ultimately happen over the next coming months. I know we're not in a bull market. However, look for times to accumulate and gain additional Bitcoin. This is a time period to do so. Ethereum coming in under the $2,000 psychological mark, sitting just below at 1954, but down 31%, significantly lower than where Bitcoin fell to. So if you're looking for opportunity on Ethereum, I'll just say this. I think the bottom for this couple of months may have been last 2 weeks or so, because we've seen this bounce off of various support levels on various other coins. And is this a dead cat bounce or a fake out before we see Bitcoin potentially return to 18,000, 25,000? Possibly. However, right now, let's see if we can accumulate sideways in this period before we necessarily predict a retest of lower lows. Now, Tether on the month down, quarter of a percent. But what's big here is the market cap is actually down almost $10 billion. Tether's market cap is sitting well over $82 billion. Market cap is now sitting at $72 billion. So a lot of money.
Yeah, look at that volume.
Tether. Man, if you look at what leads volume every day, it's always Tether. And it's because not only how it's utilized in margin trading, leverage trading, but also how institutions utilize Tether to send money back and forth amongst themselves. They may not say it, volume mark, but the volume on the Tether market is every single day.
Yo, man, the more I learn about the space and listen to people discuss these things, probably one of the biggest inventions and one of the best things, stablecoins to come out of cryptocurrency, especially with Tether leading the market. Where they may not be backed one for one, but like I say, a dollar is a dollar, and it's kind of backed by pure faith. So as long as I hear people saying, "Oh, Tether's going to collapse," I feel like they've been saying that ever since I started getting into cryptocurrency and paying attention. But it's kind of those things where, Tether is the ultimate fiat printer, allowing the whole market to balloon and make a lot of people money. And Tether was started on the Omni protocol, which was on Bitcoin. So they utilized Bitcoin, BTC, to kind of become the highest volume cryptocurrency out there. So Tether may get some hate, but to me, what they've done is probably some of the best as far as you want to talk about innovation and what's possible. Where not necessarily people would do the exact same that they've done, but if it was started on Bitcoin, that just tells you the value of the leader Bitcoin and kind of the potential there to do some pretty cool things business wise for people.
Agreed. The business application,
the whole Bitcoin protocol.
Yeah, the business applications, as you say, within the protocol for Tether itself are enormous. It is the leading volume token month on month on month on month on month. This isn't anything new. And so it can't be ignored. They're moving away from commercial paper, meaning corporate bonds, whether those be AAA rated bonds or municipal, which bonds are thought to be a little bit more strong, as those are government-backed bonds versus a corporate's revenue supporting that bond itself. A couple shout outs to the crypto rascals in the comment section. Leroy M says, shout out to Crypto and Down. Appreciate that, bro. Glass of Beer says, coming from Pattaya, Thailand, and we are lunatics. Buy Luna, buy in Luna Classic. Hey, do what you will at your own risk. We can't tell you what to do with your money. That's your choice, brother. Kid Grebo1 says, you think the bear market is over? No, we certainly don't think the bear market is over. Understanding the Bitcoin halving cycle and that late 2023, 2024 is when we'll see those enormous upticks. However, a significant bottom was in due to the external fundamental factor of the Terra Luna collapse. So you saw many coins return to their previous all-time lows during the last bear cycle. And what do you know? Flow blockchain's up 40%. You could have caught Hex around 4 cents over the weekend and sold at 8 cents. That's pretty much a 99% gain just by buying the bottom. The bear market may not be over, but you do have the ability to buy bottoms and sell tops. Julio Yu says, after that unique bull market, I don't think we can expect a typical bear market. For all we know, we're in a giant super cycle, and that's why it feels like massive consolidation before a huge run-up. Could not agree more. That's exactly what the Hex chart feels like. We're Hexicans. That's the chart I look at most. There was a huge, just a quick run up to 10 cents. We may go back down to 2 cents. And what do you know? We may find ourselves near 25, 40 cents come early fall, late summer. So we're in a bear market, yes, because most things are down 85, 75% from all-time highs. But from bottoms, where they were, you could have also had significant gains.
Yeah, and think about you talk about external factors, so internal factors to crypto, the Terra Luna, but then just the world, the economies of different regions. I've been reading a lot of stories about one, there are food shortages, obviously baby formula shortages. I don't know about where you at, but gas is probably the highest I think I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah, problem.
And I come from an energy leading producing state, so and then also coming down the pike, we'll get into some other stories about that, how things may be affected globally in the EU. But yeah, we may be in like a huge consolidation phase, maybe a bigger downtrend. But like you said, when are we going to come back? We'll be interested to see if we have a huge bump to. I guess the idea is, when are we going to reach all time highs again? Will it
That's
be this year or next year? I don't think it will be this year. Hey, we may get a 50% bump in a lot of the different projects, but that may not get you anywhere near as high if we're talking
Nope.
about the leaders to an all time high. But there are still potential gains to be made if you're a trader, if you're looking at different coins and you want to hop in and out. If you're trying to get more fiat to do utilize for other things, there's always those games to be played. But if you're a long term person wanting to stay in the space, I think any time in the market, if you're there utilizing cryptocurrency, whether you want to buy goods and services with it, or just sit on it and hodl, or jump in and out pretty quickly, you know, up market or down market, there's always things you can use crypto market for.
Absolutely. Play the game that works best for you, whether you are a staker, you are a dollar cost averager, you're a pure hodler, whatever works best for you. We can't necessarily tell you your strategy. Jake Fever says we are in a dead cat bounce for Hex, but BTC, anything can happen, dollar cost average. Yeah, dead cat bounce is definitely possible for the altcoins. We've seen many of them struggle over the last couple of months. To ignore that most coins in the top 100 were 85 to 95% down from all-time highs would be to not understand that there are fundamental factors. Inflation is sky high. The Fed is threatening to raise interest rates. Will the helicopter money, the start of stimulus, will that happen again? When will the retail frenzy start up? So if the richest people in the world, meaning the Elon Musk, the Michael Saylors, we have governments having already bought near the top, we have nowhere else to go but sideways or down. Sorry. So you get it where you live.
Bukele, he bought lots of tops. Like, hey man, they may run him out of there over, over this next year.
Hey,
It may get bad out here. I'm like,
the economy as a whole, not just crypto. A lot of times we try to isolate ourselves and think of crypto as being buffered from the rest of the market as a whole. But as trends have shown recently, crypto has never traded more closely or been more correlated to tech stocks and the traditional stock market than before. So Wall Street, the big guys, the VCs, as they're trading their day-to-day stocks in the traditional market, they're having similar de-risking profiles in the crypto field as well. So be careful. Understand we're not immune to what's happening in the external world itself. Jake Figure says, I wish I caught Hex at 4 cent low key. Yep, that 4 cent was a great pickup over the weekend. I think I stayed up late as hell to make that happen. Set a 4 a.m. alarm. I do not recommend do that. Cardano, let's go ahead and round out that top 10. Coming in today at 63 cents, down almost 20% on the month. So a nice discount if you are interested in Cardano. But looking at the past year, Cardano is down 62%. Come on, Charles Hoskinson, save your people, man. XRP trading at 42 cents. If you held for the last year, Brad Garlinghouse and team, damn, Ripple Army, down 55% on the year, down 30% on the month. So when is the bottom? Is this a bear market? Looks like a bear market to me. I just have to look at the numbers and what they speak. Solana today, $46. Remember when Solana was trading at $200? and we saw Solana all across the crypto media. This is the new wave. Well, they sold the tops, and now you're only up 9% over the past year. But you have to remember, you could have bought Solana for $2 back in February of 2021. $2 in February of 2021. So when you're selecting your blue chips, broaden your horizon, understand if you are compelled and you feel like really sure that this is the coin it's going to run, although you may not be up at $200, you're up at $46 using Solana as an example. Polkadot trading at $10.52, down 31% on the month. I still believe in the Polkadot ecosystem, and shout out to the content creator here on Gentlemen of Crypto, who does feature the Polkadot ecosystem. There's a lot to be learned in the Polkadot ecosystem. So if you're interested in an additional proof of stake chain with lots of value, I think that is one. Last week we talked about Cosmos. Just to briefly talk about Cosmos, I love what has been happening. Kava, price-wise, has been appreciating well. Osmosis, something we talked about earlier today, appreciating well. And then Kusama. So Kusama, Kava, and Osmosis being some of those coins that I'm looking at on the Cosmos chain. But we gotta let them know what's going on in the Hex market. Hex just below 8 cents, down 50% on the month. So when you are looking for chances to buy, don't buy tops, buy bottoms. And you can still be up 34% on the year. Past 30 days may not look good, but I'm not holding it just for 30 days. I want to know what happens in the long run. So hold on. As Drake say, we're going home, but we're not going home this week. I don't think it's next week. I don't think it's next month. We are here for the long haul. So continue to educate yourselves, continue to stay up to speed, and Asherelle and myself will continue to try to bring the latest and greatest news and market recap in crypto.
Yeah, man, lots of interesting things to be played out. I've been trying to watch as many of these creators on streaming on Gentlemen of Crypto, so I've caught some good insight. I'll always try to catch Reggie's videos, and one of the things that I am gearing up for and watching is towards the end of this year, seeing lots of lawsuits. If you want to talk about like regulation, but more so, let's say the people who own, not necessarily him, but who have intellectual property. I was talking to Black Dot Chronicles about this the other day. You know, people like Craig Wright um, going after BTC pretty hard. So that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out towards the end of this year with the JP Morgans, also the whole Swift banking system integrating blockchain. We'll get into some world events later, but with Russia being cut out of the Swift system, they have their CBDC, it seems like, ready to go to kind of help alleviate that. And then we'll probably see Western, we'll see the European countries, the rest of the West kind of follow suit. We've already seen the testing going on in Brazil, Nigeria, Haiti, and some of the Caribbean nations as well. I think the Bahamas. So it could get interesting towards the end of this year when it comes to regulation, and then probably things being decided in the courts about what is a real Bitcoin, what should be called Bitcoin, stuff like that, and then Reggie's IP as well with the whole DeFi space. And a lot of these exchanges, they may not be as safe, and probably besides Binance, a lot of these other exchanges, the FTXs, the Coinbases, may have huge risks and liability that we potentially don't see coming to home to roost.
Yes, a interesting time in crypto indeed. We got regulation happening, we have legal battles, we have patent disputes, and then you still have innovation and development happening at that same rate of speed. So what happens in the future? I know crypto will be here to stay. I know that you can't stop decentralized people from organizing themselves, whether that be on common threads like Reddit, whether that be in Discords, whether that be in community chats,
Yeah.
such as the Gentleman of Crypto. Information will spread like wildfire. And as long as we have a basic internet speed, what we were looking up the other day, the low powered internet speed. So as long as you have a way to access your wallet, you will be able to thrive in crypto. All right, man. We talked about the market, talked about a few other things. There's a lot of good news happening in the crypto space, a lot of down as well. We'll get there eventually, but let's get it, man.
All right. Let's get into our first story of the day. Nike's RTFKT buys DotSwoosh, Ethereum domain name for $35,000. So Web3 brand RTFKT now owns 10 Ethereum name service domains. All right. This article is from Decrypt from Kate Irwin. I wonder if she's related to Steve Irwin. R.I.P. So Nike's exact reason for the DotSwoosh purchase on Friday remains unclear, but as some have pointed out on Twitter, Nike may have plans to use the domain name for issuing ENS subdomains in the future. ENS subdomains are controlled by the main domain name holder. So it said, for example, Nike could allow holders of specific NFTs or other assets the ability to register an ENS subdomain under .swoosh. For example, kate.swoosh.eth would be such an example. Yo, what do you
I
think
love
about
this.
this move in this article?
I love this article, and I hate this article. It's a love-hate relationship. Shout out to Kate Irwin. I appreciate her for letting me know how the actual sub registration of ENS domain names actually function. Uh, we hold several ENS uh, names, specifically crypto and down. Your name's Asherel. My name's Jamal. If you want to, or Jams Jessen, if you want to find me on the blockchain, that's where we are on the Ethereum blockchain. Jams Jessen, Asherel, or crypto and down. However, if we owned .swoosh, would I sell it for 35K? Hell no. Nike and RTFKT, I always mess that one up, has to sell me more money than that. I need way more. I'm not selling my NFT for $35,000. No way. Nike is a multi-billion-dollar company. That is exactly what happened to the lady in the 70s. I'm not exactly sure where in the article it is, Asherel, but there is a quote about the 70s right there. Graphic designer Carolyn Davison created Nike's iconic swoosh logo back in 1971 and was reportedly only paid $35. Let me say that again. Everybody know what a Nike swoosh look like. If you came up with a Nike swoosh and they only gave you $35, you once again probably got bamboozled, hoodwinked, and fooled. That's not okay. What is problematic is that someone would willingly fork over such a valuable asset for a measly $35,000. If you hold a ENS domain name that is valuable, that you feel will ultimately be worth something moving forward, even a corporate entity. Shout out to Chicago blockchain bully, Brother Moore, that you told me to follow, Asherel, when he first mentioned that you can actually buy ENS domain names that corporate entities themselves will want to own, and they will have to come to you just as any other investor and purchase that from you on the blockchain. Don't sell your NFTs, especially ones that are .swoosh.eth for $35,000. Understand that is a $1 billion company. I ain't selling for less than $1 million. Do better.
Man, I'm like, yo, domain names for 35K? Yo, man. This is brought to you by Ethereum, which is crazy,
Hey,
man.
brought to you by Ethereum. Shout out to comment sections rolling. Jake Fever said, uh, when people treat Bitcoin like their house and barriers to buy and sell become harder, the price gonna fly. Absolutely. Bitcoin is still not very much understood that there is a fixed hard supply of the 21 million coins itself, and therefore once all have been mined, there will be no more. So you won't be really wanting to give those up willy nilly. Then he goes on to say, yeah, what if Craig Wright lawsuit only applies to Bitcoin Cash or BSV, since they all claim those are real Bitcoin? We'll see what happens with Craig Wright. He's not the most liked person in crypto, but he is a founder, as he states himself to be. And
with that one, that was interesting. I've heard two people, Reggie and Cyprian, also Vin Armani, talk about his strategy and what he could do in the future. And the strategy would be to go to the courts and make it so the judge would rule. Basically, go to FTX, crypto.com, all these Coinbase.com, and say, hey, if you want to call this Bitcoin, you're going to have to run it through my chain, BSV.
Yeah.
So the Bitcoin ticker that they're kind of going after, it's like an attack on the actual brand of Bitcoin, trying to go through the courts to force the big exchanges to be like, oh, and the miners, oh, if you want to call this Bitcoin, you got to go through Bitcoin Silver, BSV, whatever. So that's why that's interesting to see if he can get that done and what the implications that will have. It's because it's easy for miners to easily just switch to another fork and start mining. So
absolutely,
we'll see.
Mining wars have happened historically on the Bitcoin chain. We'll see who ultimately is the winner.
Yeah. Also, I want to say for the domain names, check out unstoppabledomains.com. If you're not trying to pay a ridiculous absorbent amount for a .eth domain name from the Ethereum network, check out Unstoppable Domains. You can get them for pretty cheap as well. Your NFT domains. So check that out if you're interested. Just wanted to show that because the .eth and the .btc I know is pretty popular, but you can also get different types of names for pretty cheap as well. If starting at $5, they say. So they have a few options for you as well.
Your identity and your wallet will be synonymous on Web3. We're already here, so why not and secure those for your family members? I've started to do that for my wife, my children, own their names on the blockchain. There are various people with the same name, so you probably would want to secure your name as soon as possible so that no one else would have claim to that name or that wallet, as ultimately that could be your financial identity when transacting with one another on the blockchain, rather than giving them 0x1DFG to every friend. Just say, hey, hit up jamjessen.eth or jamjessen.btc, so on and so forth, and then you can send it. We now give our phone numbers to our friends to cash app us. Why not give that in a alphabetic form? So, hey man, a lot of talk about there, but good show.
Yes, sir. Alex G said, I'd be sick if I created one of the most iconic logos in history for 35K or $35 for $35,
bro. And you know how they always take, like, they'll be like, well, in today's money, that's like $200. Like, hell no, that don't make it no damn better. That still sucks. If you made $35 off of the iconic logo of Nike, you'd be sick. Let's talk about Axie Infinity's Axis token rallying 19% amid the Builders Program launch. So something that we've seen become popular in the crypto space is something called incubation, or instead of allowing outside firms to dictate which new coins are going to foster, bringing that in-house, actually fostering new projects within the ecosystem that you've already built. If you have developers on hand, and then you also not only have those developers who can then become mentors to other aspiring developers, not only does that create a knowledge trust amongst developers who can share the tricks of the trade, but then also you have the feedback loop in tokens as well. And just upon launch of this news, Axie Infinity, which just recently saw a Discord hack, as well as a bottoming of its market, did bounce 19%. So when we were talking about potential coins that could do well in a bear market, if you were to buy the bottom, Axie Infinity is one of them. We've now gotten news that there will be 12 new projects. Some of those projects are pretty sweet. I have to be honest, I have not played with any of these 12 projects. Am aware of Axie Infinity. It is something you could think of as Pokemon. It is a pretty cool game itself. It is play to earn. And then also you battle your Axie Infinities to then earn a second token called SLP, something love potion. I can't remember the first word, but it's something love potion. And that is the secondary token in the ecosystem for playing Axie Infinity. Later in the article, they do go on to talk about some of Smooth Love Potion. That's what it is. They do go on to talk about some of the additional games that they are building. And if you like play to earn, this is something I think kids will begin to do. I know I don't want my son playing any video games that he's not earning anything on. It's like, if I'm going to steer him towards a game, it's either build and develop a game that you can earn a living on, or play a game that you can earn a living on. Don't waste your time playing something that ultimately you're not getting anything out of. We're moving away from a time of centralization to a time of decentralization, and being on the forefront of this is NFT gaming, play to earn. Now, here is something that I didn't really like. Glad you just scrolled to this point, brother. $10,000. $10,000. Who are you supposed to get for $10,000 in crypto? So, amongst a host of incentives, the chosen team will receive a minimum 10,000 grant in access tokens to fund their project. All right. Actually at the bottom, so hopefully they got 10,000 worth at the bottom, and then it'll be allocated, and ultimately they can spend. But I think the bigger item is the guidance from the engineering, game design, and product teams. Having people like that you can work closely with, and don't neglect the single sign-on. Single sign-on is huge. Being able to interact with Google interface, Azure interface, all of the various Microsoft Outlook through a single sign-on lowers the barrier access, as there's no need to create an additional login. Your email will automatically work. So yeah, some of those projects were Enter the Dungeon, a push your luck dungeon crawl. When I read that, it made me think of something like, what was that? Those are games, Subway Surfers, Temple Run. So could be a play to earn version. A Temple Run, push your luck, dungeon crawl that will provide the standards for sharing style, prestige, and identify, showcasing how to exchange resources between the games. So yeah, a builders program, an incubator. Let's keep VC money inside of our ecosystem. Let's not allow others to come in and say, hey, we're going to buy you guys up and make you work for us. Let's work for ourselves. I like it.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. We'll see how that plays out. If you're, I'm just like, switch to a new network. Ethereum's gonna kill y'all in the end.
And that's a big point, man. I mean, we're reading articles earlier today about the upcoming merge, the testing that's happening on the Ropsten network as we await Ethereum's move from proof of work to proof of stake. That's coming, and there is work happening on the Beacon chain, as well as the test network. And then ultimately those will merge, and then we will have the new Ethereum consensus network, which I did see they said will lower energy consumption 95%. And I'm like, who gives a shit? Not me. Like, did you tell me? Like, tell me something. I still
When did energy consumption become like a moral thing? You hear people being like, "Oh, that uses too much energy." Like that's like it's somehow immoral to use a lot of energy. To me, it's like they go off of like, and I tie this back to the whole proof of work, but it's just like you're using too much energy, and I'm like, so what if it uses a lot of energy? How is using a lot of energy some like moral bad thing? It's these people who are like too smart for their own good have all these theories about shit where it's just like, who said thou shalt use this much energy or it is a sin? Like, what the fuck? Sorry, like,
I mean,
I
we
don't know.
often go into our rants about carbon credits and how that is a scam for the rich to continue to pollute. We were just talking about that last week here, so I won't go on carbon credits this week. But yep, I
Yeah,
did read the move to the consensus network on Ethereum does reduce energy consumption by 95%. How they attained that statistic before it actually has occurred, I don't know. Seems like a projection and a hopeful thought, just like gas fees were going to be low on the Ethereum network. Nevertheless, man, when you found this story, you sent it over. I was wondering why, but I really now want to know what's going on, man, between Goldman Sachs and FTX.
yeah, man. Looks like the CEOs met. So Sam Bankman-Fried and David Solomon discussed Goldman Sachs advising FTX in talks with U.S. regulators and a possible IPO. So the two chief executives discussed uh, Goldman Sachs advising FTX, which was valued at 32 billion in January, on future funding rounds and taking a role in the potential initial public offering, according to the report, which cited people familiar with the matter. So that's very interesting. So FTX filed a proposal with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission in March that would allow it to directly clear trades of its derivatives customers. The regulator will give the proposal an informal hearing on May 23rd. So I guess that already went down. The two also discussed collaborating on market making in crypto trades. Excuse me. Market making involves setting buy and sell prices on certain assets to facilitate trades and provide liquidity. So, man, your boy
And
Sam, it seems like uh,
he
you know,
did it. He didn't
he
up and
he
done
made
it.
it.
He
He
did
made
it.
it. He's the man.
He did it. He has finally slayed the dragon. He has said, not only will I go to Congress and wear my shoelaces tied, untied, backwards, with a dirty ass t-shirt on and won't nobody say nothing. I will take the knowledge that I learned about the tax code and apply that to my business. I will then go after Robinhood, buy an 8% stake in their company so that I can then begin trading stocks legally. And then I will partner with Goldman Sachs to make sure the US regulators are on my side. There is a way to play this game, and then there is a way to be 10 steps ahead of everybody else in this game. And hate it, love it. It's what he's doing. It's obvious what he's doing. If you go backwards from Goldman Sachs to Robinhood acquisition, understanding Vlad Tenefs and their relationship with Wall Street brokers and payment for order flows, and then go back to his statements at Congress in the crypto space, you understand he wants FTX to not only thrive with regulatory approval, but he wants FTX to thrive in an environment where there is only a few competitors. He is playing the Mark Zuckerberg play, that Facebook play to grow. If we look at the valuation that was stated in that article, they said they valued them somewhere around about what to say, $32 billion. So $32 billion. And if we look at
32 billion.
if we look at Bank of America today, Bank of America has a market cap of $300 billion. So it only takes a 10x for FTX to be equivalent in valuation, market cap. All of these are metric numbers, so obviously not true values, but market cap of $300 billion at Bank of America and a valuation of 32 billion at FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried say, "Hey man, I can box with the best of y'all. Let me show you how to shake hands and kiss babies. Go to Congress, get on their good side. Go to the Wall Street bankers, get on their good side, and then rub heads with Goldman Sachs and ENS, baby. Good job, FTX. Can't hate. Hey, what they say? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Hey man.
Yeah, he's the new JP. He's the new JP Morgan. So, you know,
Next.
working them deals, and we'll see. You know, what's his? Is he gonna sink the equivalent of the Titanic? You know, what's he gonna do?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Let's make this comparison really quickly before we move into our next story. Vitalik is Russian, so U.S. regulators can't publicly position themselves as being friendly with a Russian national in this environment. But who they can say they're getting friendly with is not Ivy League, a Silicon Valley born and raised bred Stanford boy. This is an American tech. This is an entrepreneur born and raised in America. He's bringing us forward. And you know what? We got to get on board with what he's telling us. And if we don't, then we're going to be left behind by the Russians and the Chinese. I'm telling you, the boy is playing a good game. And when he wins, everybody will look back and say, damn, we hate that motherfucker. That's the Mark Zuckerberg. He's pulling the Zuckerberg, and people just don't see it.
And look at all the shit he's into. He's one of them like, oh, I love animals more than people and energy. And he's going to try to bring down he's going to be the for carbon tax credits and all this bullshit. Like, whoa,
Nancy
crap.
Pelosi poster child right there, baby.
He is, man. You know he gave your boy Biden, Jim Crow, a ton load of money. So, man, Sam taking money from everybody. I don't care who. China, Israel. I mean, you know, he's like you say, you can't don't hate the player, hate the game. So yeah, I'd pick him to be the winner here on out. So
yeah, I mean, obviously, and I'm not being like racist or anything or nationalist by saying the U.S. government regulators will choose Sam Bankman-Fried over Vitalik, but it's just obvious. Obviously, they're in two different lanes, but I just wanted to make that comparison so that when you see him cozying to regulators and the regulators positively responding, you can certainly understand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, him versus CZ, right? Like CZ, CZ whooping his butt right now, but like he's chasing CZ,
and he's trying to go public, bro. And we already seen what happened when Coinbase went public. We said stay away from that Coinbase going public. Wait till it bottoms out. Guess what just happened? Coinbase stock bottomed out. Do you not think Sam Bankman-Fried bought the bottom on the Robinhood stock? Hell yeah, he got the bottom. So now we see what happens the next week after he buys the bottom on Robinhood. Him and Goldman Sachs saying, hey, bro, take us public. They're going to go public, you know, at an old evaluation of $32 billion. You know, crypto markets are down, so let's say they go public at $30 billion.
Yeah. Woo. So yeah, he's a new bank. He's like, and I know Goldman Sachs, they have their banking app they launched. They're trying to get more retail. Like over the past few years, they've been trying to get more of the retail investor or retail banking system as well. So that's like we saw, you know, what happened in 08 since then, the players that have been winning. So Goldman Sachs, you know, they win, man. So
they do.
Sam,
team. They do, and there are a few players on Wall Street in New York City that ultimately dictate what happens across this world, and they're one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yo, I need to hit up the homies at Goldman. Be like, yo, y'all got any jobs over there?
I was gonna say I don't want to work at Goldman. Fuck that. I ain't putting in that many hours. I don't like working that hard. I ain't no slave. Hell no. Anyways, man, what else?
Yeah, I'm enough of a wage slave.
I was gonna say,
as it is, right?
Hey, y'all gotta pay me in Hex. That's the only way I'm working.
Oh man, that may be the future. All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, anyway, let's take a quick break and get into the down part.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like you like it. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But your deck will smack your head.
Yo, shout out to
All right.
Clip Smith. He said, laugh out loud in Hex, bro. Yeah, man, I would like to get paid in Hex so I don't have to go through all those on-ramp, off-ramp stamps. But do want to just send a quick shout out to the Jump Out Girls. Damn, I've been killing it on the Fold app. I paid all my bills today off of PayPal through the Fold app. Fold app is the way to go. If you get a Fold card, you can link it to your PayPal account and then pay your bills and earn Satoshis back while just paying your bills. I don't think there's something that any of us out there doesn't have to do each month. We all have to pay our bills in one form or another. So shout out to the Jump Out Girls. I'm glad that I finally linked my Fold card to my accounts and then start paying my bills with that card itself. You can instantly fund that card from your real account, so you don't have to just keep money on the Fold card. You can just use it when you need, and then use your spins, stack those additional Satoshis up. I'm trying to grab like 30, 50, $100 a week back in Satoshis itself. That's the way you can dollar cost average and buy the dip just by doing nothing other but living your everyday life. So quick plug for the Jump Out Girls. Check out those how to fold videos if you're just trying to do that. Let's get it done.
Yeah. Sorry for the background noise, but
Okay.
let's this story I wanted to touch on real fast. Not really a story, but just tweet from disclose.tv. They say just in EU imposes an embargo on Russian oil. More than two-thirds of imports will be cut immediately. That seems like by the end of the year they're trying to get off of Russian oil totally. And it says more. In addition, Sberbank, Russia's largest bank, will be cut from the SWIFT payment system. We touched on SWIFT a little bit earlier, and if y'all are paying attention, there's a lot of moves being made um, between different projects. Say, for example, like XLM, Stellar Lumen, um, a few others I can't remember off the top of my head that are working to change just the way the SWIFT international settlement system between all the banks in different countries. Jane, and they've been doing that and probably have a goal towards the end of this year into next year to have a lot of that stuff cleared up. What I thought was interesting and what seems, you know, shit might get a little bit crazier here, especially if people in the EU. I'm like, this seems like a very, let's say, suicidal move to to cut your energy from Russia like that. I've been hearing China and especially India are getting it on the cheap. If y'all haven't been paying attention, to what Russia did, especially I guess starting in February, was they're making countries who want to buy if you want to buy oil from them, you either have to pay them in rubles or in gold. So basically, I think since the conflict escalated, not started, but escalated this past February, the ruble has been up against the dollar. If I'm not mistaken, the ruble has been doing quite well, and that seems to be a middle finger to the whole, global financial system, the new world order that has been in place as far as settling the all oil payments with the dollar, with the petrodollar. So by doing that, Russia has gone directly in attack against. It seems like I'm sure they all work together, but the whole banking cabal system that we're currently under, backed by that petrodollar, and the United States military. So I thought that was interesting to see what the EU is doing. To me, it looks like things are about to get a lot harder for people in Europe, and to cut. I'm like, where y'all? I mean, maybe they might get it from us, maybe the Saudis and stuff like that, but don't
Man,
count on it. Don't count on it.
man, my problem is I don't give a damn what the Swift talking about the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Let me say that again. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. It's a Belgian cooperative. I didn't give Belgium any rights to have any messages over my financial transactions and payments. However, the messaging network is a component of the global payment system, and the messages containing the payment instructions between financial institutions involved in a transaction. It's not necessarily the clearing or settlement function, just controlling the messaging and initiating how payment systems communicate with one another. As of 2018, around half of all high-value cross-border payments worldwide use the SWIFT network. Who the hell said half the money, high-value money in the world has to flow through some random cooperative collective in Belgium? And in 2015, SWIFT linked more than 11,000 financial institutions.
Yeah,
200. So 11,000 financial institutions in 200 countries and territories who were exchanging an average of 32 million messages per day. 32 million messages per day. So payment instructions between high value cross-border payment instructors. We don't need the SWIFT bankers, the SWIFT cooperative, the SWIFT collective to tell us anything. I need them to stay the hell about my business. So I'll be in the crypto, and it's no surprise that the EU is saying, oh yeah, we don't want to support the gold-backed ruble because ever since that war popped off, that ruble has been nothing but up and to the right. And of course, that makes these money printers, these Fed central bankers start to tremble. So one way they can do is posture to their people and say, we are going to block oil imports from Russia, and we need you to weather the storm because the SWIFT banking system says so. Who the fuck said the SWIFT banking system ran anything? That's why who voted for them? Like, not me. So I don't know, man. Sometimes I just be like, why are you taking directions and instructions from a banking system that is unelected? Probably much like the EU. Do they vote for an EU president, or is that just like they like, hey, here's your new queen? Like how do they work?
I heard the EU was the Fourth Reich. I don't know.
Hey, hey, I don't know. I don't live over there. I'll just pray for them. That's all I can.
Hey, yeah, good point. Yeah, I mean the whole the Swift banking system is interesting because I'm sure none of the bankers trust each other, so it's like seems like a very complicated way, an interweaving way that's just grown over time. So it's going to definitely change, and they're going to start incorporating these different blockchains. They're a hash graph, like I said, Stellar,
Yep.
probably even XRP. So definitely kind of utilizing that towards public and private blockchains. So it's I would say go check out Digital Hustlers Network on YouTube channel if you want to learn more. He does a deep dive into this topics. It has a few videos, especially about the different blockchains that are kind of working towards integrating with Swift, and I think it's called the ISO system over there. Very very interesting to see like the interweaving connected and all these different institutions and how they rely on that just to be able to settle things clearly. Like you're right, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we were realizing the bankers run a lot of this stuff, and whatever politician or big geopolitical moves being made are in the bankers' interests. The merchants of our age, and and it is probably all these different central banks as they're starting to roll out their own digital currencies as well. Russia's going to have theirs, the U.S. is going to have ours, and different regions. We'll see how these CBDCs work with each other. So. These other banks, besides central banks, they may be going out of business pretty soon. And FTX and BNB, might be the two largest ones out here.
Hey man, if there's something we're good at here on Crypto and Down is knowing,
Yo, hold up.
sniffing
I
out
like what you sent me
bullshit.
here. That's true. Hold up. Let me
When
pull this up.
I can sniff bullshit from a mile away, I know they full of it. So
Hmm.
Swift just so happened to be in the story. But who utilizes Swift? The
Yeah.
NSA. How does the NSA use Swift? The United States NSA, intelligence agency, is interested in international payments processed by companies. So what do? Have a financial database that tracks money flows through your messaging system with 32 million messages across 200 companies. Excuse me, countries. So what they say, some 84% of the data is from credit card transaction. Further NSA documents, this is way back from 2010, show that the NSA also targets the transactions of customers of large credit card companies like Visa for surveillance. This came from a NSA analyst at an internal conference that year. So, if you want to know the reasons why uh, the European Union is saying, F you, Vladimir Putin, we're going to block your endpoints of all at the words of our masters, the Swift banking lords. Well, because even the spy agencies use the Swift banking institutions to gain information about us. So when you wonder why we don't have any rights, they have the goal to collect. Say that again, my brother. Highlight that part again. Collect, parse, and ingest transactional data for a priority credit card association, focusing on priority geographic regions. You have no rights, you have no freedom, you have no ability to even buy gas in the European Union at a decent price. Why? Because these people told them so. That's messed up. That's cold. We need the blockchain. They need the blockchain because maybe they will see these are public ledgers and you don't have to spy on people. If you know their damn address, hey, you can just look and see the information for yourself. But what do we know, man? Hey, we're trying to give them access to our information on the publicly available ledger, and they're like, hell no, we're just going to keep spying and having these criminals dictate what happens across the globe. This is a deep invasion of privacy, and the reasons why we have such turmoil in the world today.
Yeah, that puts into perspective if you think about
Crazy.
Bitcoin and a peer-to-peer network that allows you to transact peer-to-peer, settle instantly, or that was the idea without a third-party financial institution overseeing that. That's why Bitcoin is such an innovator, breaking the system slowly but surely as people innovate with it and try to find ways to utilize it. Not there quite yet, but it's that reason where, they won't be able to spy on everything for every transaction if you're able to transact peer to peer and not have a financial institution. So, yeah, Bitcoin, the bank killer, which is why it is also, been infiltrated by the banks.
Yep, man. So be careful out there. Just understand, when we see certain moves, alignment, whether that be shout out to Alien, he says delete FTX. Leroy M says ISO
Yeah.
222. Sirius Box says got to protect the places that hide the big boy stashes. Uh, Facts. Landon Johnson says got to study up on the Treaty of Rome. That's a big fact. Gonna get our brother son Cipher on here, as we know there are some. We won't call them conspiracies, but that there are different levels to this that we can go on. Whether that be rabbit holes for some, but truly the overlords of the world outside of the obvious World Economic Forums, one of them being the SWIFT, SWIFT, banking institution in Brussels, Belgium. And didn't Belgium, wasn't that the dude who was hacking off arms down in Africa?
Leopold.
Yeah, Leopold. Didn't he come from Belgium? Ain't that how they got all they? So how the fuck?
He makes Dolph look like
bro.
Yo, he
This shit.
makes Stalin look like he. Yo, man, he makes Stalin and Dolph look like
Yeah, yeah. Dolph ain't nobody. Yeah. So okay, so you telling me? Let me get this straight. The same people that was hacking off limbs down on the continent of Africa,
in the
down in the
Congo.
yeah, down in the Congo, my brother. These people are now cutting off oil to the European Union from Russia. You know what? It's time for all the people that said we going to uh, Europe. They remember we was trying to get over them boats across to the Mediterranean and get to Italy. Nah, let's go back home, bro. Build, we gonna build back Africa again.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, they're
with
the ones who probably helped bomb,
man.
and they're
Yeah,
the
because
ones who bombed.
they wilding, bro.
Not,
They,
I mean,
they,
Obama bombed, Hillary and Obama bombed Libya, but they're the ones who probably financed and wanted that to happen.
Yeah, man, that's stuff when stuff started just making sense and connecting because that's where they got all their wealth and power from was from them rubber trees. I ain't forgot. Hell yeah, they had the rubber factories and had us basically if we didn't produce enough rubber from the trees, they was hacking off little kids' arms and stuff. Can't talk about that, too much because they don't want us to talk about our Holocaust as well. But that's okay. We'll mention them when we get the chance.
Hey, we gotta be second place to the redacted.
Hey,
We're just here to
always,
serve.
always.
We're here to serve the redacted. Yo, speaking of being able to kind of break free, get some crumbs from the redacted, it looks like Kanye West, Donda Sport signs Aaron Donald and Jaylen Brown. Yo, shout out to Kanye West. I think one of the greatest innovators, artists, creators of the past 20 years, honestly. Kanye is a GOAT. Kanye for president 2024, 2028. I'm not going back to the polls unless it's for Kanye West for president. So shout out to Kanye getting it done in the sports world. What do you think about this article and signing these two? Aaron Donald from the Rams, I believe, the
Yo,
Los Angeles Rams, and Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics.
I love when we get to the down portion because literally we can just be live, direct, and uncut. Tell it like it is. Kanye is cold at media. Whoever his public relations person is, when they dropped this story, I was like, what the hell? I didn't even know Kanye had done the sports team. And then you go grab Super Bowl winning defensive tackle from the Los Angeles Rams, Aaron Donald, and then current NBA finalist champion Jaylen Brown, who could easily be winning a championship in the next coming weeks. So pretty ridiculous, pretty crazy to see. Didn't know Kanye had this business, but another move. You know, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure I necessarily want Kanye to negotiate my contracts, but hopefully, just like Rock Nation Sports, you get you a couple Cliff Paul, or not Cliff Paul's, what's LeBron dude named Rich Pauls. You get you a couple Rich Pauls on the team, a
Yeah.
couple attorneys, Kevin Durant's sports agent group. I think it's like Kate 35 Ventures. That's doing well as well. So there are plenty examples of kind of bridging that gap. We'll see, if Kanye can stay stable long enough to make this work. The only downside is I did see Aaron Donald has told the Los Angeles Rams kiss his ass. And if y'all expect to pay me $14 million and y'all paying these sorry ass quarterbacks $40 million, I ain't playing. I got a ring. I've already achieved all the things I need to achieve in my career. I'll just retire. He said that he only wanted to play 8 seasons anyway. He's told all his family members that, and everyone else knows it. 3 more years on his contract. So we'll see if this is a move to get the Los Angeles Rams to come up off a little bit more bread by saying, hey, bro, I just signed to Kanye, or if this is, just damn good media work by Kanye.
Hell, man, I'm like, yo, yeah, you may not, Kanye will get someone else to negotiate the contracts, but when it comes to like art and creativity and like taste, shit, I like, post if I'm not playing anymore, if I'm playing like Kanye, that's a man to align yourself with when it comes to that because he's a trendsetter. He makes the trends. He sees the trends. He hops on the trends. He makes them as well. So, like, truly a culture wave maker. Like
it has to increase value.
Kanye's goats, yeah.
Yeah, it has to increase value. Shout out to Sirius Bach. He says capping it back. We did see Cap was trying out for the Las Vegas Raiders. Very interesting choice of team. Shout out to the Davis family, old school Oakland Al Davis and his son Mark Davis, who I would say has the worst haircut in the history of man. If you haven't seen Mark Davis, I'm gonna pull up.
They trying to trot Cap out there after they man they should have whatever thing man after they
what you mean? So that was the play. I didn't even think about that. That was the move. So they said
they try to be like I don't know man whatever Cap just go away man just go work I don't know Cap needs to go away. He's gonna pop up in another 4 years and be like,
did we find out?
I still want. I may be 40, but I still want to play. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna work out in shorts," and it's like, "Yo, Cap, get out of here, man. We don't care no
more." Yo, we've been saying it for a while. It's like, hey, Cap, you gotta let it go.
Like, I care, but I don't care anymore. Go
away. 35, 40, G. Like, hey, man, at some point, the movie ain't gonna be good no more.
Yeah.
Hey, worst haircut of all time. I just want y'all to know. If you are a billionaire, if you get rich from crypto, do not walk outside with this haircut. You can afford a better haircut. Hey, and Sirius Box said, don't do Cap like that. Nah, bro, we got to keep it 100. Hey, man. Nah, G. My man is at that point where you didn't start to tail off a little bit. You got to. I don't care how hard you work out every damn day. At some point, that spiral gonna start lagging a little bit. You throwing some ducks. And let's not act like Cap was elite to begin with. He already started like at a 75% ceiling. So now we got all these years off not playing.
Yo, they should have signed Cam Newton.
We seen what happened to Cam Newton.
They should have signed him. Like, don't work out, Cap. Go get Cam.
I love
or what's this
quarterback. I will always represent for the black quarterback. I saw something funny today on TikTok about the Ravens fans saying how much they wanted Joe Flacco back because there was just something about Lamar Jackson. They didn't know what it was. They just couldn't put their finger on it. Obviously, you know what that one thing is. So, hey, it's all good, man. Black quarterbacks will continue to shine, and we do not live and die on Kaepernick. There are more black quarterbacks than just Kaepernick. Kaepernick don't speak for everybody, man.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that because I don't want y'all to cancel me.
hey, Nike can come after my ass. I don't care. Shit.
All right, I'm saying, yo. Plus, I'm tired. I don't want to see no cosplay. You know, get out of there. I'm gonna rock my afro and Cap. I'm Muhammad Ali. Get out of here, Cap. With your
he did his role. Shout out to Cap. I'm not hating.
You know, he played the role Nike gave him. He got his check, so I can tip my cap to a man who makes some money. So,
bro, he did his part. Your money. He did his part, man. You know,
he did. He did his part. You're right. I can't hate him for that. But here's something else as we close out. Just want to touch. What do you think about this? All right, this thing will load. All right. You have to lose 3 forever in any future projects. Which 3 are you kicking out of here?
The first one was easy.
Okay.
The second one pretty easy too.
All right. Which ones you getting out of here?
First, that Fast and the Furious can go. I'm good.
Whoa. Okay. Damn. All right.
At the about 3, bro. How many times I'm on the same damn movie?
Have you seen Bro, but the crazy shit they do though.
Once we get to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nah, bro, I'm out.
Oh man, okay, all right. I'm gonna have to just Fast and the Furious. Oh, when he jumped out of that plane. Okay,
Avatar only got one movie, right?
Have you seen the preview though for the new one that's coming out end of this year?
Until they get a second movie, gone.
Okay, damn. All right.
Ooh, man. Now we going hard. Now it's getting a little hard.
I'm sitting here okay.
All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball out here, and I don't, Actually, they could have kept 007 and Star Wars. They could have kept both of them hoes. So I'm good.
Wait, what?
007. I'm sorry. I'm not watching no British spy drive no movie, no cars around. Never,
Bruh.
not
Oh,
one.
wow. Okay.
Pass.
And you said and Star Wars.
And Star Wars.
So you said wait. So just to go back, you said 007 go.
007.
You said Star Wars can
Star
go.
Wars go.
Fast and the Furious?
Gone. We can keep Marvel, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek. I fuck with Back to the Future. And yeah, that Jurassic Park, yeah, that deep, yeah, that I feel you, Ruel. That Jurassic Park a little iffy because after like a certain point, it's like, hey, bro, like y'all ain't figured out how to get off this island yet. Like how long?
They did though. In this movie though, they come in. They're in the world. It's what's this one coming out? It's like I forget, but yeah, they got off the island. They're off the island now. If you
hey man,
I don't know, man. They're everywhere now. All right, I'm gonna say I can't believe what you just said, but I'm gonna say, let's see, DC, y'all can kick rocks.
Okay.
Back to the Future, you can go.
Oh,
Actually, Star Trek, you can go to. And then like Jurassic Park, maybe Jurassic Park's on the fence. I could either swap that in for DC or Back to the Future. But yeah, Star Trek gone, Jurassic Park bye, Back to the Future bye, and DC.
So you hating on the 80s. I feel like the late 70s and 80s get no love from you at all. Like
I can respect Back to the Future, but I'm like,
I was gonna say Jurassic Park a classic,
it is.
Indiana Jones is like
any future projects though. Think about the future projects. I don't want to see. I mean, I'll see Jurassic Park, but I don't really care. DC, like, I mean, come on. The last Batman movie, it was decent. They had that predictive programming where they let you know what's going to go down. But even with the Joker as well. But Star Trek, Star Trek was okay, but like I don't really mess with Star Trek like that.
Wait, so we got two definites though. I noticed two definites.
Oh yeah,
three actually. We got three definites. Harry Potter a key.
Oh yeah,
and then Marvel is a key. So them three are key. We got three guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't want to see any future. We can keep Lord of the Rings just off of nostalgia. Like, yeah.
I mean, and we got books too. So that's the thing. You got books too. So that's why I was trying to give a little bit more credit to some of them or the others. Avatar, step your game up until you get a second one. You gone. You're watching that shit.
That preview I just saw has me sold. I'm with it. Even though we've been waiting for 10 years for that, but hey,
some people don't believe in dinosaurs. Well,
hey, I don't know. I don't think dinosaurs, especially that's why Jurassic Park can go too, because like the dinosaurs that they show you, that's not how dinosaurs looked. And hell, I've been hearing they had a whole fake. They've been running game on us with a fake history. They're using like all these fake bones for dinosaurs. Right. Dinosaurs weren't that big. Dinosaurs didn't look like that. Like the raptor, they just made all that shit up. Tyrannosaurus Rex and all that stuff. You really believe a T-Rex that was running around like this existed? Hell no, man. That was just big ostriches. They were just big birds, man. Big ostriches and big chickens. Like that's all they was.
Hey man, we I think science is to be refuted and argued. If we can't debate these things publicly and we take everything as certainty, then we don't know anything. The man who knows nothing actually knows everything. So, hey, I like how we always go from crypto to the down. If you made it through the end of the show, shout out to you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. There may be somebody else out there who wants to know which one of the movies to keep. But enjoy the rest of your week. Hug your family.
Sunflower and ATX said, I feel like y'all are learning some new things about each other. I'm like, we definitely just did.
Definitely right there. We did not have the same choices at all. So people should know we come to this with our own views and points. We definitely ain't telling each other what to say or how to say it. So this is live, direct, uncut. Hey, stay up, stay blessed, man. We'll be back on Gentlemen of Crypto next Tuesday night. Thank y'all for locking in with us. And then we will be back on our channel tomorrow night, crypto and down. If you haven't went over to our channel and subscribed, please do so. We still growing, we small, but we mighty, baby. Let's keep it rocking.
Oh yeah, we out.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like you like it. I know you like watching. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But your deck will smack your head.